Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about brakes on the Lectric XP 2.0. It comes with mechanical disc brakes, which has a single piston that moves on one side, applies pressure to one side of the rotor. And since the caliper is not a floating caliper, it's fixed, it kind of has to press and pull the rotor into the caliper to sandwich the caliper between both sides. So for light pressure braking, you're only braking on one half of the caliper, and you're only grabbing one half of the rotor until you finally squeeze it, and it kind of bends the rotor enough to sandwich it between the two sides, the two pads on the caliper. This is because the caliper doesn't float. If it was a floating caliper, it would squeeze the two together in a lot better situation there. So this brings up, it's good enough. A lot of people complain about the squeal. I mean, that's friction material and certain things happening, but that is also undesirable, to just grab one side of the rotor until you squeeze it hard enough to bend the rotor. And when I say bend, I don't mean bend, flex the rotor. So today we're looking at alternatives with hydraulic braking. Okay, so this here is a 4-piston pre-bled hydraulic system. We're looking on Amazon. There's so many choices. This one is from Zoom. Comes with the whole setup. Now the cables, they're not cables, they're lines. Looks like a cable, but it's got hydraulic pressure fluid in there. Mineral oil for a hydraulic fluid. And you squeeze the master cylinder, which is on your handle, and then it squeezes out the 4 pistons, and they equally apply pressure to your disc brake pads. Now that is a highly desirable system, except everything has an advantage and a disadvantage. The advantage is it's going to squeeze the rotors equally. The disadvantage is it doesn't have built-in motor cutout switches for an electric e-bike. I haven't come across any nice kits that have them built in. I see where they sell you an external kit, and then you have to apply a magnet and apply a reed switch, and a lot of people don't want to get into that. But so we're looking at different systems here, different choices for putting on the Lectric XP, which I'm going to be getting into a series on that. Not so much a series, just this is what I did and this is how they work, that sort of thing. Now, which would really be ideal is to step up the rotor size to a larger rotors. So you can go 140, 160, 180, 203. And I think the 160 millimeter is a 6-inch rotor, and I think the 203 is an 8-inch rotor, from what I understand. Now, if you look over here, this Shimano system, this brake lever hydraulic post mount 2-piston black, that's a nice unit, but it's very expensive, $186. Now, what is really a nice setup is when you can get into these line pull hydraulic brakes. Now they have a built-in master cylinder that when you pull on the cable, your existing cable, it pulls on the lever pushes on the master cylinder. The master cylinder, which is integral to the caliper, then applies pressure to the 2 dual pistons, 2 large pistons, one on each side, applying equal pressure to the pads, which that takes care of the non-floating caliper sort of system. It equalizes, so it doesn't only just touch one side of the caliper, one side of the rotor until it pushes. So this is a really nice, inexpensive kit, and it's only $41 for dual. Now, I follow Chris with Pedaling with Power, and he has installed some June ones, which are a lot more expensive, but I'm sure the quality is better. But he ran into an issue with the front wheel. The front wheel, the calipers are wider, so they actually were hitting the spokes. So he had to move the caliper out a little bit in its adjustment, but he had to bend the rotor slightly to get it to move outboard so it wouldn't be hitting the spokes. So I'm thinking that the 4-piston setups, which would have 4 little pistons instead of 2 bigger diameter pistons, like this one here, this M4 setup. This M4 setup, see the caliper, how it has 4 little pistons right there? I want to reach out and touch the screen, but that's not happening. So with the mouse cursor, you go over, you can see this caliper has got 4 pistons. So It's got the hydraulic handles, the 4 pistons, the lines, which probably will be the wrong length. They'll probably be too long, so you would have to get a kit and cut them and shorten them. But the question is, how good would they work compared to a mechanical cable, compared to a mechanical cable pulling on a single master cylinder, or is it better to have 4 pistons with a master cylinder up on your lever? So this one would involve more manufacturing. You would have to set up some cutout switches for your motors, and in all end up altering the line length so that you could have a customized fit to your bike. Price-wise, they're not bad. They look like a really nice kit. I have this one on order. I'm going to be seeing how the 4 pistons work, how they fit with the spokes. I'm really curious with the front spokes, because the wheels on the Lectric XP, since they're 3-inch, they have a wide rim, and the wide rim, the spokes come out further. So because the spokes come out further, they're closer to the caliper. Now I'm thinking the 2 piston on each side caliper is going to have less width than the 2 large piston calipers. That remains to be seen, but we'll be getting into that and seeing about that. And it won't be long. I'll be getting these in the mail and checking them out soon. I just wanted to talk to you guys, and let's talk about brakes. So we're looking at 4 piston brakes. Now, as you can see, the prices vary quite a bit. And sometimes the price varies with quality, and sometimes it's the same kit for more money. So the question is, do you want to spend more money for the same kit and the same quality? Or you want to spend your money wisely? Now, there's a couple variations. This one over here, this setup here has 4 pistons, but it looks like it has smaller pistons and larger pistons. You see the circles there. It looks like one of the pistons is smaller, larger. Now, it looks like a nice kit. It has this nice banjo fitting here that the hose goes onto the banjo fitting. I like that. I like the whole idea of that. And it really looks like a nice setup. And the price is reasonable. Now, it looks like it's not available locally, so it looks like it would be coming from China, which they're coming from China anyway. But you just have to wait till middle of August, a couple weeks. But I'm curious why they have 2 different size pistons, but it may be to clear the tight confines of the wheels and stuff. Now here's a zoom system for $39, and it has dual pistons, large diameter caliper pistons. Comes as a complete set for $39. That is a killer deal. And you can select front and rear. Let's see. That brings the price up. So it was only a single. That's why it was so inexpensive. So 60 cents. It has 407 ratings. And people are saying it's a great fit, best upgrade you can do. If you can get a front and rear set, the handles will be backwards. Oh, that's the other thing. These setups are on European standards, which means the back brake is on the left handle and the front brake is on the right. So what you have to do is swap the 2 hoses from one handle to the other handle. And then that's all you have to do. Now look, this one says massive stopping power. I bought these to upgrade a bike that had mechanical discs. There you go. That's what we're looking at today. The difference in my case is phenomenal. These were easy to install and adjust. I specifically wanted European braking setup, so that's what they wanted. I give it a 10 out of 10 in performance. Okay, great value. Hydros, come set up for European style. Goodbye cable pull. Goodbye arm pump. Light pull easy. Installation pads bed easily. No-brainer upgrade for cable pull disc brakes. They aren't stronger than cable pulls, but they have plenty of feel, which a much lighter, smoother pull at the lever. And they are much quieter than cable pulls. Don't freak out that the levers are on the wrong side. Swapping the lines was easy. No mess, no bleeding. Unbelievable quality for the price. My rear mechanical bit the dust and I needed a quick replacement. After seeing reviews here and as well as some YouTube testers, I figured this would be worth the buy. That said, mine came super firm, didn't need a top-up, as I've seen in some comments. The stopping power is fantastic. The grip destroys my Hayes MX4 at a fraction of the price or even other low-end hydraulics. Not that there's anything available in local stores. So there's good reviews, there's bad reviews, like all reviews. Your choice is your choice. Like I said, these cable pull hydraulics are a nice alternative if you don't want to go all the way. If you don't want to go all the way. But I'm of the mindset that if you're going to go part of the way, you might as well go all of the way. I saw a very good review on these M4s. Very good review. Well, let's see what this reviewer, high performance, let's see if there's an 82 ratings. Let's go there. Okay, great replacement for entry-level Trek. I had to replace the brakes on the Trek Mama because they went out. I was hesitant on buying these since brakes on an MTB aren't really something you should skimp on. However, install was super easy, bolted right on, and they perform great. Handle feels good, easy to use with one finger. I'll update if they fail, but a couple rides in and they're definitely worth the money. So this was a verified purchase on June last month, 22, and it gives it 5 stars. Now this one here, they're so much better than mechanical discs that come with a lot of bikes. They offer nicer feeling handle and the braking performance is so much better of mechanical. I have not had high-end brand of hydraulic brakes, so I can't compare them to that, but these are miles better than anything mechanical. Now here's a negative review. Wonder why after 3 tries of bleeding I kept losing compression. Well, took the bleeder block out, noticed the piston looked loose and came out with ease, no seals, no effort removing, like a Shimano SRAM product. Junk. The source of the errors that I'm assuming was piston seal failure from poor product design. Honest review with someone who has ridden with every brand, I would save the cash and just buy Shimano 315s. Well, everybody's varies. I have seen somebody take this apart and it did look okay on the inside. I put these on an electric MTB. Awesome, smooth, powerful tip grip. The best upgrade I've done on a bike. Well, there you go. Your mileage may vary. We're going to be looking into that setup there. See, I like the idea of 4 piston hydraulic brakes. Well, this concludes this little talk about brakes, guys. We'll be getting into this soon. I want to thank you for stopping by the channel. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.